My objective in showing you the micro expressions and tells in a clinical setting was really to contrast how we can apply what I've showed you so far and how that will come over in a real world setting, and in fact you'll find that the clinical setting bears little or no resemblance to where we are now, in that the tells, the expressions will seem a lot more difficult to see, and it's just something called sensory acuity that allows us to begin to see what we see. So we're going to see how the classroom training that I showed you will apply in the real world. Okay, so one of the things that also interests me is the effects upon the receiver when they're being given some information. Here we have one of the salespeople trying to get a charity subscription from this guy. Now, as I watched him, I knew pretty much from the outset that the salesperson wasn't going to get the sale. I based that on the fact that just then we had a bit of a crinkled forehead, which is also sort of disbelief. He's shaking his head, he's given me lots of tells, he's just shaken hands with the salesperson and they've effectively disengaged, and we'll see in a short while he'll then walk away. I think in this instance he was more interested in the girl. Again, this girl, I was asked to test the integrity of some of the salespeople to see if they were giving the customers the absolute truth. I observed this girl for quite a while in terms of her posture, the way that she selected her possible customers. I allowed myself to be pitched as a potential customer. I actually listened to what she had to say, and here we can see that our bodies are kind of in rapport. I've sort of matched her posture and we're getting on quite nicely. But in a short while I'm going to kind of challenge her on a few things, and we'll discuss what we actually see. Again, I'm just kind of going over what she's told me to confirm that I've got the information correct. Again, you can see our bodies are matched. She's now disengaged sort of 45 degrees, and you notice there's quite a change in her facial expression as I'm now beginning to challenge her on a couple of things that she told me. And in a short while we'll begin to see lots of tells in terms of our anxiety level beginning to increase. In a second we'll see her touch her ear, which is a classic reassurance gesture, and she's continuing to have me sort of challenge her on a couple of things. And you can see from her eyes, in a second she'll be looking to really get away from the situation, almost like in a fight or flight situation. And again, you can see from her hands now, she begins to grip her ring finger, and again this is a classic distress signal that she's not very comfortable. She's showing signs of anxiety, and then just then we saw a classic fear micro expression. And lastly, we can see that she's gripping her ID card, and again that's for reassurance. And very shortly I'll disengage and she'll walk away. But you can see that she's looking to the right, which indicates that she's trying to come up with a plausible explanation in terms of what she's done. And it transpired that she was low on sales, and she just told me a couple of what we call white lies in terms of my commitment to the charity and the monthly amount. Here we have a warden that works alongside the police force. I'm asking him a few questions about his job, and very quickly he begins to turn his posture away from me once I challenge him on a couple of things, and you begin to see him turn his posture away even further, and this is really because he doesn't want anything to do with me whatsoever. I wasn't particularly unpleasant or rude, but I was just challenging him on a couple of issues.